These are the moments where Glenn Quagmire should have been arrested and sent to jail. First episode on the list is Movin' Out, Brian's song. This case is a little bit shorter than the others on the list, but I thought it is worth mentioning since we have Simpsons on board. During the episode, the Griffins are talking about Brian's string of failed romances, especially with his rather clueless girlfriend, Jillian.
What the hell did you do? Because of what you said, Jillian wants us to move in together.
Just as they're recounting Brian's disasters, an unexpected ad with Marge Simpson suddenly pops up on the screen. It seems like a normal commercial at first until
time and energy to this relationship with some expectation that it could grow into something much more significant. And if you're just stringing her along, well, then I gotta say, I've lost a lot of respect for you, Brian.
Quagmire, dude, you're on TV. Just when it seems like Marge might get away, they dash off screen. But moments later, they're back, and things take a surprising twist.
See, that wasn't so bad, was it?
Oh, I gotta say, that was fantastic.
Marge appears, let's just say, more than pleased. And as if that wasn't shocking enough, Quagmire suggests heading over to her place for round 2. So off they go to the Simpsons house, where they end up going at it for 3 rounds. Marge certainly seems satisfied, because after 3 rounds with Quagmire, who wouldn't be? But things take an even darker turn when Homer returns home unexpectedly. Walking in on them, Homer is furious and confronts Quagmire.
I just take a lot of pride in what I do.
Hey, what's going on here? Ah! Get off my wife!
Oh my God, oh my God!
As the reality of the situation sets in, Marge begins to panic, but Quagmire doesn't stop there. He kills her, too. It's brutal, and for a moment, you almost wonder if he'll stop. Poor kids. What are they gonna do without their parents?
Ay, caramba! Mom and Dad are dead! Oh no! Who will pay for my saxophone lessons?
Even the little Maggie isn't spared. It's a chilling scene, and as you watch, you can't help but think, Quagmire, that was cold. The things some people will do to get with a woman. Quagmire's next misadventure unfolds during a high-stakes moment on a reality TV competition in the episode Brian the Bachelor. America's hit series The Bachelorette comes to Quahog, and the leading lady, Brooke Roberts, is searching for her ideal match.
Meg, how can you watch that crap? That show's not reality, it's all staged. It's a complete mockery of human relationships.
Brian, with his nonsense. Unfortunately for Brooke, one of the contestants competing for her affection happens to be Glenn Quagmire. There she comes, our star of the evening, Brooke Roberts. Of course, Quagmire isn't the guy to hide his excitement when he sees a hottie.
Dude, put your pants on!
Shut up!
After easily knocking out eccentric competitors like Count Chocula, Trevor, and Frankenberry, Brooke is left with 2 final choices, Brian and, of course, Quagmire. Now, Brian's been skeptical about the whole thing from the start, dismissing Brooke as just another shallow reality TV personality. But soon enough, he seems to start having second thoughts.
This is just so not me. I would much rather just be home listening to my old jazz records.
Really? God, you know, I actually have quite a jazz collection myself. What do you like?
Oh, DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Oh!
You shouldn't be so judgmental, Bree.
You know, I gotta say, I thought she was just some actress looking for her 15 minutes of fame, but she's pretty sharp, you know? I guess you can't judge a Brooke by her cover.
Quagmire, on the other hand, has no such change of heart. His motives are far from romantic. He's in it purely for his own twisted amusement, not for Brooke's heart, obviously. On their date, Quagmire and Brooke end up in a hot tub together where he tries out his usual tactics.
Hey, Brooke, what do you say we get you some more champagne?
Sure.
All right.
He then proceeds to drag her unconscious body to his room, seemingly forgetting about the dozens of cameras recording the show. Typical Quagmire, letting his little head do the thinking. Thank goodness he remembered the cameras at the last second.
Oh, hey, forgot about you guys. Well, I guess your date's over. Good night, Brooke. Thanks for a lovely evening.
But not before grabbing one of her flip-flops for an unsettling sniff on his way out. And if you thought Quagmire sniffing an unconscious woman's flip-flop was disturbing, brace yourselves, because he takes his creepiness to a whole new level in the episode Blind Ambition. The scene begins at Quahog's local bowling alley. We can see everyone cheering for Mort.
Oh my God, you bowled a perfect game!
Meanwhile, Peter and his buddies are hanging out with Mort, enjoying the moment and waiting for Lois to come pick him up. She eventually arrives, but before they can leave, Lois decides to pop into the restroom. And guess what? Quagmire is nowhere to be found. Lois heads into a typical dingy public bathroom, where she begins the universal ritual. By now, Lois is probably thinking, great, public restroom, and now weird noises too. Just perfect. She places another square of toilet paper, and there it is again. Giggity. Now she's genuinely freaked out. And who wouldn't be? If you're trying to take a quick break and start hearing strange giggles, that's a definite red flag.
Would you just sit down and go to the bathroom already?
Who else but Quagmire, right? But still, you kind of crossed a line here. It's your best friend's wife. Quagmire's little plan backfires instantly. He's promptly arrested right there in the bathroom with Lois still in shock. Yet, even after all that...
It's all yours, Joe.
You know, you're lucky I've got some extra pull around here, thanks to my 18 medals for heroism.
It seems even Quagmire's outrageous behavior can't keep him locked up for long in Quahog. The next scene is happening at Griffin's house, and Peter, being Peter, always finds a way to ease the tension.
Well, look who's here.
All right. Look, I know an apology is due here, so, Lois, tell Quagmire you're sorry you had him arrested.
Oh, Peter, how can anybody be mad at you? But hey, guys, that's not all. Peter has a, let's say, a rather optimistic perspective on the situation.
He was watching me go to the bathroom.
Well, clearly he thinks you're attractive, Lois. It's a positive thing. Thank you, Glenn, for complimenting our family.
What a friend this guy is. Well, there's this other time when Quagmire finds himself in hot water and gets arrested, but somehow he manages to slip out of serving any jail time. Again, this wild turn of events unfolds in the episode Quagmire's Mom. It all starts when Peter, now Justin...
Oh my God, your first name is Justin?
It is? Wow, I never noticed that. Justin Griffin.
decides to throw a party. Now that his name is Justin, he has to live up to it.
My name isn't Peter. My name is Justin. I'm living a Justin lifestyle, and so is my family.
Amid the chaos, Quagmire meets a girl named Kira, and they quickly hit it off.
Hey, Justin, I wanted to introduce you to Kira. She's the one who brought 4 loose Sierra Nevadas.
The night goes well, and they end up hooking up. However, come morning, Quagmire discovers a shocking truth.
Oh, that's okay. I'll just take the school bus.
Wait, what? You drive a school bus?
No, silly. I take the bus. I'm in high school.
Talk about an incredibly awkward revelation. Anyway, Joe arrives at Quagmire's place, accompanied by a few police officers, and informs him that they received an anonymous tip about his involvement with an underage girl.
Did you have sex with this underage girl?
I don't want to go to jail, but I really want to take credit.
As you can imagine, Quagmire is not thrilled about the idea of going to jail, but true to his character, he brags about what he did.
All right, but let me just send the pictures I took of her last night to all my friends.
Oh, yeah! Boom! You're disgusting. Take them away.
Talk about change of character, Joe. This careless choice comes back to bite him when Joe uses those photos as evidence against him, resulting in Quagmire's arrest for statutory rape.
I have a hearing tomorrow morning. I may have to go to jail. My only hope for leniency is to bring in character witnesses and show the court I'm not the monster they say I am.
Before long, we find Quagmire standing in a courtroom facing the consequences for his actions. His friends Peter, Joe, and Cleveland attempt to come to his aid, trying to be character witnesses on his behalf.
That's right, Your Honor. And as we know, according to Game of Thrones, if the girl has had her blood, she is good to go. Has the girl had her blood?
Well, I'm sure Joe or Cleveland have prepared better defenses than that.
Mr. Brown, can you please state your occupation for the court?
Oh, come on, man. You didn't ask anyone else to do that. Why am I on trial? He's the one that banged a child.
Never mind. I'm sure that helped a lot, Cleveland. After his friends are done, Quagmire gets his turn to speak.
In fact, I think my problem started the day I was born.
It's a boy, Mrs. Quagmire.
Ah, that's wonderful.
How do you feel?
Horny. Really horny. Could you put him back so I can push him out again?
I was born 9 times that day.
In the end, the judge finds Quagmire guilty and hands down a harsh sentence, 20 years in prison. To make matters worse, his citizenship is revoked as well. Just when it seems like everything is crumbling around him.
Mom?
Crystal? Ha! She's enjoyed many men.
Crystal to the rescue. Claiming to be a reborn Christian, renouncing her sinful past, she presents the judge a rather interesting plan.
You what?
I have seen the righteous path of our Savior and ask that you not sentence my son to jail, but instead release him to my custody so that I, with God's guidance, can rehabilitate him.
All to no avail, the judge isn't convinced by her heartfelt speech. Instead, he gives Quagmire just 24 hours to get his life in order before he has to start serving his time.
Now, don't think of it as 20 years. Think of it as 2 10-year-olds, you sick freak.
Come on, Peter. That was unnecessary.
This is your chance to open your heart and let God in. I know this jail sentence seems long, but salvation can last all eternity.
You know what else lasts an eternity? This conversation.
Again, Peter. Unnecessary.
Hey, you guys take good care of my child rapist friend.
You again with the comments. As Quagmire prepares to bid farewell to his friends and come to grips with the reality of prison life, there's a surprising twist. The judge reappears with Crystal in tow.
By the way, Your Honor, your fly is down.
Well, let's just say some new DNA evidence was produced.
And an impressive amount, I'd say.
Really Christian of you, Crystal. And just like that, Quagmire is back to being a free man.
Quagmire got away with it and learned nothing. That's great.
This guy, in the episode Jerome is the New Black, Quagmire casually adds kidnapping to his ever-growing list of criminal offenses. Upset that Cleveland has moved to Stool Bend, Virginia, leaving behind his old group, Peter, Quagmire, and Joe decide to find a new fourth friend to fill the gap. They start interviewing potential candidates in a true chaotic style. The first candidate is Kevin Connolly, and in order for him to be a part of the gang, Quagmire has an unusual demand.
Don't you think you're a little small?
Listen, I tell you what. You can be in our group if I can have some of your cereal.
Oh, no! They're after me, Kevin Connolly Charms!
For 3 long days, they sit through a lineup of potential fourth guys until eventually Brian offers to join them. But Peter instantly refuses, reminding Brian he's got a Quagmire problem.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work out, Brian, because of the whole Quagmire thing.
What Quagmire thing?
Oh, just that he hates you.
Quagmire hates me?
Hates you.
I don't get it. Why wouldn't Quagmire like me?
Because he thinks you're annoying.
Quagmire and Brian have never exactly been on good terms, and the thought of them spending more time together is just asking for trouble. Later, as Peter, Quagmire, and Joe are sharing drinks at the bar, Peter suddenly has a revelation.
What we need is a black guy.
Yeah, that was the best thing about Cleveland.
Oh, by far. I sure do miss him.
Peter's right. We gotta find another black guy.
Yeah, because otherwise we're just a bunch of boring white guys.
Well, what do you know?
There's only 3 of us.
Did I hear some sorry-ass fools in need of a mother-loving fourth?
Joe is instantly suspicious, but...
Gentlemen, we got us a black man.
After they've been hanging out for a while, Jerome suggests they keep the night going by heading to another bar. Just as they're all about to leave, Quagmire excuses himself with a bizarre line.
I can't. There's a girl tied up in my basement who needs some food.
He laughs it off, but Jerome doesn't realize that Quagmire isn't even remotely joking. Looks like even that isn't enough to land Quagmire in jail. Welcome to the crew, Jerome, whether you're ready for it or not. In Quahog, friendships come with more quirks than he might have bargained for. I guess not even that is enough for Quagmire to go to jail. If you think kidnapping is the worst Quagmire can do, you'll be shocked to find out he has also added human trafficking to the list. We see this in the episode Airport 07. After Peter watches a redneck show and gets motivated to act like them.
Hey, Meg, come here. Have a seat.
Dad, what are you doing?
Meg, I'm a redneck, which means I am about to do something to you that you will not remember until you're 40.
He purchases a pickup truck and decides he's going to live out his redneck fantasy. He does stereotypical redneck things, such as bringing the couch out onto the lawn and chewing tobacco. Peter even paints a large patriotic and anti-abortion message on the rear window of his pickup, which of course blocks his view.
Peter, what the hell? My car!
As a result, the trunk of Quagmire's car pops open and...
Ah, damn it! Hey, come back! เฮ้ย จะไปไหน มานี่อีดอก กูจ่ายเงินไปแล้วกี่กอง กูตกลงกับพ่อมึงทำไมไม่ตาม
Glad they weren't hurt from that hit. By the way, nice Thai Quagmire. If you don't speak Thai, you might not realize how wild the situation really is until you find out he's actually saying something like, "Hey, where are you going? Get back here. I already paid for you. This is cheating. I made a deal with your parents. Why are you disobeying me?" Yep, he totally bought the girls and smuggled them in. Then Peter says sorry for hitting Quagmire's car and offers to drive him to the airport. But just when you think that's the end of it.
Quagmire, I am so sorry.
Don't worry about it.
We can go after them.
Don't worry about it. They're tagged. They're tagged. Just get me to the airport.
And those are just the girls we see. Who knows how many more he's got stashed in the basement. Also, he crashed a plane. Okay, I can't lie. It wasn't really his fault, but I thought it's worth mentioning. The episode Quagmire and Meg starts with the Griffin family throwing a birthday surprise for Meg.
Mom, if it's a surprise party, where is everybody?
Chris, what the hell? I thought you were going to pay the kids from school to show up. I gave you $300.
Why do you think Dad's here?
Hey, Meg, happy birthday. You're the coolest.
Poor Meg. To our and everyone's surprise, the only real guest that arrives is none other than Quagmire.
Hey, Quagmire, what's going on?
Well, Peter, a little birdie told me that today is Meg's birthday.
You giving me credit?
Yeah, I just told him.
I'm the one who told him.
Right away, it's clear that his intentions aren't exactly innocent.
Well, it's your 18th birthday, Meg. That's a very important milestone in a young woman's life. Hey, welcome to the adult club, huh? And you know what? You got another member right next door if you ever want to talk and stuff. Happy birthday.
Peter decides to let it go when Quagmire leaves without causing a scene.
Yeah, look at Quagmire hitting on that skank. You know he's gonna close the deal.
Peter, that skank is your daughter.
Dude, you're unreal. But Quagmire doesn't back off. He keeps flirting with Meg and eventually persuades her to go out on a date.
Ah, it's too much.
Oh, you think? When Quagmire shows up to take her out, Peter objects, but Lois insists they let her go, saying that trying to stop her will only make her rebel more, just as Lois once did with her own father.
Don't worry, Dad. I'll take care of him. Stay away from my sis.
Way to go, Stewie. That's how you protect your sister.
Hey, you want to blow this joint?
Sure.
Oh, wow, really? All right, go for it.
Come on, let's go.
You mean leave? Yeah, sure. No, let's go.
Sure, everyone loves a bit of adventure, but Quagmire, you've seriously crossed the line. She can be your daughter. Quagmire's date with Meg doesn't go as planned. He doesn't manage to score, but he sees it as only a minor setback.
Oh, God, Peter! Scared the hell out of me. What are you doing here?
I think you know. Did you have sex with my daughter?
What? Come on, Peter.
Did you have sex with my daughter?
See, it's not so hard to be a good dad from time to time, Peter.
Good.
Yeah, she's really making me work for it. Maybe you could talk to her.
Well, I'll try. But sometimes she can be as stubborn as a mule.
Never mind. Forget what I just said. Peter eventually snaps out of it and tells Quagmire not to do it.
To do this.
I want to help you, Peter. I really do. But it's like you're asking a fish not to swim. She's legal and I'm going in.
Peter then promises he'll do everything he can to keep them apart. Despite Peter's efforts, Quagmire continues pursuing Meg, while Peter tries in vain to convince Meg that Quagmire's interest isn't genuine.
Hydrogen peroxide.
God, you're so smart. How about this one?
QM2? I'm not sure what that is.
It's quagmegium. It's the strongest compound on Earth. Nothing can separate it. It has an atomic weight of awesome.
Damn! Quagmire, that was smooth. When she complains to Lois, Lois urges Peter once again not to push too hard, warning him it could make Meg want Quagmire even more. Lois changes her tune, though, when she discovers that Meg and Quagmire have snuck off to his remote cabin to be alone.
Peter, Quagmire has a name for that cabin. He calls it his sex cabin.
No, he doesn't. He calls it the stuff it in.
Realizing that Peter was right, she joins him in rushing to the cabin to stop them. They knock on his door, but no one is opening.
You think they're hiding in there?
Oh, no. Peter, look.
See you later, suckers.
Oh, good luck to them.
Peter.
Oh, right. Let's go.
Right on time.
There you are, you son of a bitch!
Peter orders Meg to the car, but she stands up to him, pointing out that she's an adult now. Peter, however, asserts that he's still her father and puts his foot down. As for Quagmire, Lois confronts him with a fiery threat.
If you ever touch my daughter again, I will cut your thing off and feed it to Brian.
She also demands use of his cabin once a month for her and Peter, an added consequence for his behavior. Well, would you look at that? You ended up with something good out of this.